All right, we're live. Tapping Birdie, PGA Championship, Oak Hill in Rochester. Have to bring in the big guns. Have to bring in the upstate New York, local, PGA tout, John Housebell, my good friend. John, how are you tonight?
Excellent, honored, privileged to be here on Tap and Birdie. You would not believe the amount of flooding in my DMs of invites for this week. And before you even invited me, I was like, man, if I could just get on TIB, like I'm
Yeah,
not going anywhere else. So I turned down like 20 to 30 podcast invites for tonight, which is hoping that I would get invited to Tap and Birdie. I didn't even have to ask. Like you came to
yeah,
me. Let's set the
yeah.
record straight. But I graciously accepted. And I think there's a lot of things about Oak Hill that haven't been said yet that we'll be talking about today.
I agree. I'm with you. This was an early invite. Again, DMs were flooded. Can I come on for Oak Hill? Like once like drove through Rochester. I'm like, I need a little bit more experience than that. Like, I need a little bit more from my guest this week. Like, I really wanted someone that, has just grinded upstate. Like, and a lot of people might not know this about me, but like I'm kind of an upstate guy. I have a lot of experience in the area.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like together, like our knowledge about this course and Rochester, like in general, like it's gonna be hard to like find more valuable information than from us do, just from like a pure like knowledge standpoint of upstate New York.
Yeah, this is an upstate brain trust between the two of us. I don't know if you claim Western New York versus upstate New York if we put it together. I would go as far as to call Rochester the sixth borough of
Yes.
the
Yes.
city. We're essentially right there. You're making the trip in a car. So like if it's a car
Yeah.
ride away, then you are essentially in one of the boroughs. So it's gonna be basically a Bethpage Black
Yeah.
atmosphere there.
Yeah. No, I'm hyped. I'm very excited for this tournament. I've never been to a major championship before. I've only been to actually I have. I went to Bethpage, but I wasn't, really in the know then. Like I wasn't like grinding strokes gain data, like looking at win splits. Like that wasn't really my vibe back then. Like I just went and I was like, "Oh, like Harold Varner, like what did he shoot in the final round?" But like this is, I usually just go to the Travelers, went to the BMW Championship last year. We had a good time there, but there's just something different about a major at this great of a course. And I'm excited to get into my car Thursday after work, drive on up 6 hours dedicated to the game. Hit the course early Friday, booze all day, doing a meetup like with the boys, me, Capper, Andy, and Steve, like feature film. Saturday, gonna be there all day. Staying over so I could, enjoy myself on Saturday. Rochester has some of the best nightclubs,
Yes.
some of the best party atmosphere in the entire world. Some people kind of rival it to like Ibiza. So I'll be taking full advantage of all of the luxuries and just the great city that is Rochester. So I'm looking forward to this week. I'm very upset that you won't be joining me because I know you would love to be up there, and I know that you could drive. It wouldn't be that far.
Yes, I definitely could have made the trip. I have basically no vacation days at my disposal this year because they're
Okay.
all going to my honeymoon in October. So I would have had to have done it in basically a day where I went up like Saturday morning, like went on Saturday and came back either Saturday night or Sunday morning. And it's my niece's first birthday on Saturday. So I got to be a good uncle.
Yeah. And like a good employee. Like
Yes.
you're a huge capitalist. Like you care about your company's bottom line, which I respect. I respect that. Like I am in full respect of like caring about your company's bottom line. But I'm gonna miss you this week, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. It's also, I don't know if you've heard about Max and all of the messaging in the market right now of the new
Yeah.
service of what formerly used to be known as HBO Max. But that launch is a week from today, which means that my
Okay.
job is not going great right now. We are very busy at the moment launching a new streaming service. So that made it, that
Yeah.
was the last nail in the coffin where I was like,
Okay.
there's just no way I'm going to be able to
No,
do it.
it's fine. We'll rip. I think the next one would be the US Open at Oakmont in 26. Don't quote me. And then the Cock. They're coming back to the Cock soon. So
Sure.
we'll hit a Northeast Major soon enough. Are you hitting the Travelers this year? What are you doing?
So I'm actually going to be, I have plans to go to the US Open because I'll be
Oh
in LA that
yes.
week.
Yeah.
So that
I
will be the
remember.
next event that I go to. And then the Travelers is the week after that. So I probably won't make it to the
Okay.
Travelers.
Cool. Cool.
But I'll be at the US Open, be at the Ryder Cup at Bethpage the next time that's here. That's in
Yes,
like 2 years.
dude. Yeah.
I'm going to be there the entire week. I don't care.
It'll probably cost you like $8,000.
Yeah, gonna crash on your couch. Like
All good.
it's gonna be
Like
a great
it's
time.
truly all good. Like I'm staring at the couch you could stay on. It's like maybe like 4 feet long, and I know you're kind of like a small guy. And like you owe me for when I gave you the big bed in LP. Like I literally
Yes,
like
you're right.
won
You're
the
right.
draw, and I was like, I'm not gonna let like a 6'2" John like sleep in a bunk bed. Like I'll just take one for the team here. But you know, I kind of get again, like we talked about, a lot of DMs about kind of our Rochester ties. So I'll kind of kick it off. My brother went to University of Rochester.
Oh.
Oak Hill was originally on the land of U of R, and U of R like bought it, and then so you know, we have that connection with it. I've driven through Rochester many and many times to get to UB. So like I'm very familiar in the area, like when I've been in my car driving on like 90, like just going through it. So like been getting some experience there. And then another thing that a lot of people might not know about me is that I have played championship major courses in upstate New York many times, like probably like 20 times. So the 1912 US Open was held at the Country Club of Buffalo. And
Oh.
now it is like the most standard, like Muni, like not nice at all, like in the entire world. But it hosted the ninth. Let me pull it up. Yeah, yep. 1912 John McDermott at the Country Club of Buffalo. It is truly a major test. Like every hole is like 350. So I have a lot of experience playing golf, playing championship golf in upstate New York. So, you know, we feel good about this week. Like the home game models, they're high. Like this is kind of our event. Do you maybe want to talk about your connection to the area and upstate New York?
Yeah, for sure. I think that just adds to the argument why we need to roll the ball back so that we can get
Yes.
back to these iconic
Yes.
venues like Buffalo. Yeah, I went to Syracuse. Where are we? I'm repping Syracuse over right
Okay.
there. Oh, and Jim Boeheim's right over here too.
Killer.
Yeah.
Murderer.
My best friend went to Geneseo, which is in Rochester.
Wow.
So I've had plenty of back and forth weekends to Geneseo. I've had plenty of garbage plates. I see we have some comments. What is a garbage plate? It's basically like a deconstructed sloppy Joe, and then
Yeah.
just like everything else that they have in the kitchen
Yeah.
thrown in there. Staple of Rochester. You have to get
Yes.
it. Phenomenal. Dinosaur Barbecue originated in Syracuse. That's where the first one is. The hottest ticket in town. It's always like an hour wait, but so worth it. Best barbecue ever. And that is in Rochester. So I recommend going there as well. Or Tully's. Do they have a Tully's in Rochester?
In
Do you know?
Buffalo, you mean?
No, in Rochester, because they have them in
Oh, I don't
Syracuse, and I
I
think
don't
they're
know.
pretty
That's just like
pervasive in
they just have
upstate.
like chicken tenders, right?
That's not just any chicken tenders; it's like the best
Yeah,
chicken
I
tenders
no,
you can
I
get.
like no, like not even capping. Like my 4 years in Buffalo, which were sick, by the way. Like I was literally like the man in college. Like I don't know if people know this, but like college was sick. Like I
Mhm.
like was the DJ in my frat, like A pie, like top. It's fine, like it's all good. But like I just want people to know that about me. Like we peaked in upstate New York. Like that is where like I had the best years of my life.
Yeah, I'm shocked that more people like Rory McIlroy haven't hitched up a home base in Rochester.
Yes, I mean,
It's a shame, really. It's slap in the face to everybody else in Rochester that his wife is somewhat rooted there and he lives in Florida. Like in my mind, the way that the narratives have been sort of thrown out here, it's like his wife just like lives full time in Rochester. and Rory like lives completely separately away from his kids and
Yeah.
everything in Florida, and he just like comes up to golf here. But it's a wonderful place to live.
People
Great,
are nice.
great public school system, some of the best high schools,
Yes.
some of the best high school systems. Like
Yeah.
everybody's well educated there. They got the Erie Canal is there. Like
Yep.
just a delightful place to grow up, and a hopping nightlife. So you're gonna have. I'm so jealous. Can't wait to
Yeah.
see your IG stories and everything, so I can live vicariously through you this weekend.
I might like go live, like from the club, like literally, like just get bottle service and post. Like it'll be a good time. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm staying in I'm staying in like a room in a house. Like that's my Airbnb. Is
Oh
like
God,
it's like a room in a house, but like everything.
why did
was
you
so
do that?
It was like the cheapest option. Like I just need a place to sleep. Like I'm not posting up there. It got good reviews. Like queen size bed. Like it's fine. Like people have not like stayed in like a room in a house before. Like I'm supporting local businesses. Like is that like do you have something like is there something wrong with that?
I mean, I guess your current living situation is a room and a house.
Yeah.
So it's not.
I mean,
too
like
different.
that, it's literally fine. But like afters there every night, like just gonna be a movie. All right, we joked around enough. Oak Hill Country Club. You put out a wonderful preview on Saturday, I believe it was an early one. This week that was great. Everyone go check it out. Hosted 2 PGA championships this decade, went through a massive renovation. There's been a lot of content out there. There's been flyovers. Everyone should go check out Steve Shermer's hole by hole breakdown. I thought that was really great. Andy's podcasts have been great. A lot of great content out there. What is your overall take on Oak Hill? What will be needed to succeed here? Like what to take from the renovations? Like where are you at right now with Oak Hill?
Yeah, I would say the prevailing narrative is it's a bomber's paradise, and if you're not like a top 20 driving distance player who can clear all the fairway bunkers, then you can't win. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think if you're like just above average in driving distance, and I would say that about pretty much any major, you're fine. And it's just going to be a lot of missed greens in regulation. I think these greens are significantly smaller than like what we saw at Wingfoot, but like they look similar to Wingfoot, but they're like a smaller version of it. The greenside hazards are like extremely hazardous. And I'm still trying to figure out because there's like a bell curve when it comes to like difficult around the green, where if it's too easy around the green, then everybody can scramble. Yeah. And if it's too hard, then nobody can scramble. Because I mean, we kind of saw this at Southern Hills last year where the sand was like beach sand. It was like so coarse that nobody could spin it and everyone was complaining about it. That's not like the reason why these bunkers are difficult, but everybody's commenting about how like they can't spin it out of these bunkers and they can't take a firm stance.
And they're like really deep too.
They're deep. Yeah. And it's not like a usual bunker where like if you hit the top, you just roll down to the middle. Like some of them just like press up.
Yeah. And there's like rough going into the bunkers. I watched Ben Griffin's TikToks. He put it out. He was like literally like here, like on a bunker. It was sick. If you don't follow Ben Griffin on TikTok, like I'm not sure what you're doing with your life. But
yeah, Ben Griffey Jr. is the content king. I love Ben Griffey. But yeah, like it's interesting. It might be so difficult to the point, and even with the rough being as thick as it is, it might be so difficult to the point where like good short game players can't even like work with it. Yeah. So I'm curious how that plays out. But to be safe, I want guys who are good with their short game. Like I don't really want to mess around with Victor Hovland hacking out of these. Because I think you could also make an idiot of yourself if you're like terrible short game around here. So really like this should play like all of the majors that we've seen in the past. It's going to be difficult. I know you were talking about 10.5 score over under. I think it's going to be well under that.
Really?
I don't know if that's like the consensus line or if that's just like one random local.
I think they moved. No, it was like Vegas. Like it was like Jeff Sherman, like golf odds. I think it moved down to like 9.5.
Okay. Yeah, I would say I would expect like 6.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
think the
I
weather,
think
like
that's
it's
fair.
cold. I haven't looked too much into like if it's raining. I don't know if you're
There might
more
be
up to
some
speed on that.
rain. It's changed so much. Like I've literally checked so many times, and it's changed every single time. But right now, I literally have it upload. I have it ready to go. No rain on Thursday. I mean, no rain Thursday. Sunny on Thursday. Like no wind. Like literally no wind on Thursday. Friday, it's gonna be windy. Windy. Like sustained winds all day. And Saturday, it looks like a little bit of some afternoon showers for maybe like 2 hours. And then Sunday will be perfect. It'll be sunny, like in the 70s. So I don't like I don't know. I don't think the weather is gonna have as much of like an impact on this course as like Southern Hills. Like I just don't really see it in the forecast right now. And in my opinion, like I'm not gonna be surprised if someone shoots 5, 6 under tomorrow. I mean Thursday. Like there is no wind in the forecast. The course will play as easy as it will all week. And we saw that literally at Winged Foot, which was a much more difficult course and a US Open that JT went out and shot like -5. So I'm tempering expectations. I think that -8 is my number. I think -8 wins this event. I don't think that it's going to be like a -4, -5 winner. I originally thought that, but kind of just looking at Vegas, looking at the forecast, like hearing reports from the ground, like I don't know. I think it will be a little bit easier, but I don't think it will be past -10.
Yeah, I don't either. I would say 6 is what I think is going to happen, but it's hard with winning score. The winning score is always like the outlier. One guy could
Yeah.
have the third round of his life
Yeah.
and totally post a different number. But I think there are going to be very few single digit under par scores. Maybe like 10 to 15
Yeah.
guys are single digits is what I'm
Yeah.
expecting.
Like just straight up, it's a completely unfair question. Distance or accuracy? Like you can only pick one.
Uh, I would say distance. Like I'm
Okay.
thinking like Brendan Todd versus Taylor Pendrith. Like I think I'd rather have
Okay,
Taylor
that's
Pendrith.
fair. That was good off the top of your noggin. Like that was like pretty good.
Yeah, those
Um,
are 2 guys like I don't want to play either, but if I had to
yeah.
pick one,
Yeah.
I would go distance.
Okay. No, I think it's really interesting because it's a total fucking cop out. Like, but from everything I've gathered, everything I've heard, like, and it's like obviously, but like you want to be fucking long and straight. Like you
Yeah.
want to like it's almost like equal, like what you want both. And I don't know how important people think data golf is, but data golf is basically like saying like distance, like plus, like I think above average distance plus accuracy, like is better for me than someone that absolutely bombs it, but could be a little bit wayward. Like I think it's a cop out, but like I really would rather have a mix of both than like an extreme on both end. But like that's just me. Like that's just like what I'm vibing with this week. Like that's just been what the models have kind of spun out to me this week. But I do think a lot of long irons, the par threes are going to be insanely hard. The par fives are going to be 3-shot holes. There's some scoring holes like in there, but you know, I think that just looking at like overall off the tee play, like is more important to me than just like absolute bombers. Like I do think that Colin Morikawa like has a better chance at like this major than um like some other PGA US Open setups.
Yeah, I would agree. And do you think because I need to dive into this a little bit more, but do you think both of the par fives are definitely not reachable for anybody in 2?
I think the first one might be reachable, but I don't think the second one is.
I
But
think
I
the one on
could,
the back 9 like requires you to hit a drive less than 300 yards because there's like a creek
yeah,
in the middle of the hole or
yeah.
something.
I
Uh,
don't think you can like. I don't. Steve said that people drove the creek in 2013, but they moved the tee box back, so he doesn't think that it will be. But like, I think you could drive it like 330 and you wouldn't be in the creek there.
Okay.
Um,
Because I think that's pretty important because if everybody's making the par fives a 3-shot hole, then I think the shorter guys are a little bit more in play because par fives is usually where you sacrifice scoring opportunities as a shorter hitter if you can't reach into, and the longer guys can. And that's something that happens a lot at like Corrales, which is like 7,700 yards, but like Chad Ramey and Joel Damon win every year because it doesn't matter to be long.
Are you like comp? Like
Corrales comp? No.
I that was kind of the first course that came to mind for me, but yeah, we'll have to see about that. Congratulations on Wallace there. That was a great call, man.
Yeah, it's been thank God, because without that I would not have hit an outright since home at the Farmer. So
I haven't hit an outright. I haven't hit one, but it's literally fine. Like it's like true like no beef like situation. Like I'm not mad at anyone. Like it's okay. There's a lot of variance. Like it's not like it's process over results.
Process
like
over results.
You stripe your 7, but it was long. Process over results. Like
yes.
I hit the club and I hit it good. Like I don't care about the outcome. But we got paid recently. We got some like riding money in. Like we're fine. Like we were down bad for a little bit because I had to pay taxes and shit, which that sucked. But like we're good. Like it's fine. Like we're hitting a winner this week. But yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the odds board. We're looking at Scotty and Rom. Only golfers below 10-1. Scotty a slight favorite. You have to pick one. Like, who do you like out of these two? Who do you think will play better this week? Who are you betting $1,000 on a matchup between these two at even money?
Rom for me.
Okay.
I'm surprised that he's drifted to longer odds than Scotty. I'm like very surprised by that. I don't really read much into the Byron Nelson performance at all. The fact that he didn't win
kind of embarrassing.
It's like a negative. Like
yeah, it's kind
of I don't know. Like, I think he lost by 1 stroke, maybe 2 strokes today, but the putting is a concern for somebody at 8-1, 7-1 odds, whereas Rom has looked like pretty elite putting this season, especially on bent grass. So there's just nothing about Rom's game that concerns me, and he can hit it long and straight. Scheffler can too, but the putting is like the only difference between those guys. They're like both very elite from tee to green.
Yeah, in my opinion, hot take coming. Rom's the man to beat this week. Like, I'm scared of Rom. Like, I think Rom is live to win this golf tournament. Like, I don't all come at me at once. But yeah, I'm playing Rom and DK. Like, I like Rom over Scotty. I still think Scotty will play well. But I like Rom over him. I think it's very difficult to win your first 2 majors of the year. It's even hard to kind of come back and play well in the next major. We saw Scotty miss the cut at Southern Hills last year at 8-1 at being one of his favorite courses, being at a place that's perfect for him. So I do have a little bit concerned about that, but that is the only like negative I could say about Jon Rahm is that he just won the Masters, which isn't a real reason, but it makes me sleep a little bit better at night, I guess.
He's never won in the Northeast.
Okay. Just not a Northeast guy.
He's won in Chicago.
Okay.
And he won.
And he blew it at Liberty National.
Yes, he did.
But he was just scared to
handle the New York market.
He was just scared of Tony. So there's that. But yeah, I'll go Rahm over Scheffler. That's like easy for me.
Yeah. At Masters week, my justification for not playing Rahm was that he had never won in the Eastern time zone.
Oh,
but then he won in Augusta. So that's out the books.
Rory, this week I tweeted it out before. He was 18-1 at one point on DraftKings Sportsbook. And I truly am perplexed because DraftKings Sportsbook is not Circa. It's not Bookmaker. Like, they don't move odds like that. And they were getting action on Rory. He was like the 5th most bet golfer. So for them to just move him from 12 to 14 to 16 to 18, like I'm fucking confused. Like, I'm straight up fucking confused as to why that happened. like I'm very neutral on Rory this week. Like I'm not like he's gonna fucking miss the cut. I am not like he's gonna play well. Like I'm just neutral. Like I'm just excited to see what happens. I have zero expectations for him. I'm not betting him. I'm not playing him. I'm not like wagering any money on his performance this week. I'm just very neutral on him. What are your thoughts on Rory this week?
Yeah, we do have some comments in the chat asking about Rory, which I'm glad there are some questions because I feel like nobody's making a case for Rory. Like, have you heard
Yeah.
anybody this week make a case for Rory?
Yeah, I've heard one of my friends make a case for him.
Okay.
We're gonna be hanging out this weekend. So like I want Rory to like play well. Like I don't want Andy to be sad. Like that is like something that like I feel. So
Yeah.
I mean not even joking, like after Andy played Oak Hill, we golfed the next day. Like he came straight to my house, and like I vividly remember him like talking about Roy like literally the next fucking day after he played. So like this is not like a like oh like Rory's like slipping. Like no, like Andy has been thinking Rory has gonna win this event since like August. So this is a genuine take from our good friend Andy Lack.
Yeah. 18 is nuts. Can be 21 with the DraftKings odds boost if you want to go that route, which
get
is
your whole
also
family
nuts.
to bet it for you.
Yeah, get a whole bunch of accounts together if you want to do that. And profile fit. He probably is a better fit than everybody else for everything you need to do here. Hits a high ball flight, hits it far. One of the best drivers in the field. But 3 straight lackluster performances on like really good setups for him. It's his first time ever looking bad at Quail Hollow in his entire career.
Yeah.
And that's what makes this even like worse than like a couple back-to-back miscuts that you could overlook. Like he's never looked bad at Quail Hollow. He could play that course with his eyes closed and there's no pressure on him like there is at Augusta, and he still isn't himself. So, I mean, I would endorse the 18. I bet a couple of people in like the low 20s, and I objectively don't think they have a better chance to win than Rory, but I think their floors are higher than Rory because you look at, you just don't know which Rory's going to show up. And in majors, it really just comes down to the first round with him. Like he will play himself out
like
of
Southern
it.
Hills, like he like played himself out of it. Like
And he'll be elite the rounds 2 to 4, but he just needs to not play himself out on the first round.
There. I'm sure you know that.
Was he?
Yeah, he was first round leader at Southern Hills.
Oh, I didn't really. Okay, so that's probably the only example where he.
Yeah, and he also hasn't like contended at a PGA like since he won. But like no, like it just I don't know. Like maybe he hasn't won a major in 30 tries. Like maybe he needs to be in horrible form to win it. Like I don't know. Like that would be like my case, I guess. But yeah, I'm no exposure to Roy this week. Next two guys, two very popular selections this week. Two guys playing unbelievable this year, two guys that don't have a major, two guys that don't have a win this year. Patrick Cantlay and Xander Schauffele. In my opinion, the case for Cantlay is greater than the case for Xander this week. That is my honest opinion. Cantlay is at a better number. They have the same exact results in the last 3 majors, at least. Xander definitely has a better results like overall, but they've both been kind of middle of the pack the past 3 majors. Nothing really to show for it. And I think Cantlay's just playing better golf this season. And I think anyone that bets a lot of outrights and bets a lot of golf, it's just like, yo, like you just like play Cantlay on like Northeast Bend courses. Like he just absolutely fucking fucks on bent, except at Augusta. Like he wins the last 2 BMW championships. He wins Memorial on bent. He wins the Zozo on bent. And like you look at the off the tee numbers and he's just gaining like 4 strokes around, not 4 strokes around, 4 strokes a tournament off the tee. It's just like he has that kind of elite skill set of being above average distance and extremely straight. And in my opinion, there are like kind of two types of major winners. Like you see guys that cap off a really good year with a lot of wins, like Scotty and Cam last year. They both had wonderful years and they had a bunch of wins before that. And then they went out and won a major. And then you have JT and you have Fitz that have amazing seasons with a bunch of top fives, a bunch of contention. And then they go out and win a major as their only win of the year. I think we see that with Cantlay this week. I think it's his time. I think last year after the PGA, the major thing, like it reached a peak, like it reached a valley, but now he's on the way up, and he is my pick to win this week. And I love Patrick Cantlay this week.
Yeah, I bet him as well. I think he should be 16, 18 to 1. I think that would be a fair number. That's what I expected. And he's one of the most popularly bet guys I've seen across Twitter because he's been in that 22 kind of sweet spot, which just seems like a misprice. And that's how like community bets happen when the perceived value of a guy is not where his odds are. If Patrick Cantlay was 18 to 1, I would say a quarter of the people who bet him would actually have bet him, and it's only 4 points, but that's what happens when you cross the 20 line. I think he's form leading in. He's in the best form of anybody outside of Rahm and Scheffler. And on bent grass, I think he's number one over the last 36 rounds putting on bent grass. That doesn't include Augusta from like Fantasy National Stats where
he put it great at Augusta.
Absolutely. It was mind-bogglingly awful because I bet him at Augusta too, and he should have been within a stroke or two of winning that tournament.
It was bad beat that he didn't win.
Yeah, I mean he basically like Tita Greeny won the tournament. I don't know.
Like,
I don't know if he
like literally fucking like put it in the banner above your Twitter. Like Patrick Cantlay like hit the ball better than anyone at the Masters. Like I don't like.
Yeah. I mean, he looked great. He passed the eye test, and that's not even like a course that he has played well traditionally at. He added a ton of distance, at the end of last year. He's number one in strokes gained off the tee. He's better than Rahm, better than Rory strokes gained off the tee. That's like absolutely insane. You would not think that, but he's somebody that hits it both long and straight. So that's what you need to do here. I think he's going to put himself in good position. And it's just going to come down to the putter. But you would think with everything he's done with the last two BMWs that he can win a tournament with his putter. And now he's got Tiger's caddy on the bag. So I can't imagine that hurts.
Yeah, it's like you almost like because he like kind of disappointed at Wells. Like it's like you kind of forgot he has a new caddy, and like you always win a tournament if you have a new caddy. So like it's coming. I feel good about it. Like I really do.
And he hit a ton of putts at Wells, which is all caddy. When you're making putts, it's because of the caddy. So that is instant gratification.
And like Xander, like I get it. Like I just don't know why he's 3 points lower than Cantlay, and I can't bet both of them. I'm not going to bet both of them. Like it's everything. Like I'm not going to go on a huge thing about Xander, but like you could say about Cantlay. But I just like everyone's just like waiting for it. And I still have some concerns off the tee, with Xander. I know he's still like gained like 4 strokes off the tee at Wells, but like the second he was like in contention to like, not the second he was in contention, but like the time he could have like kind of ran away with it. Like he was just driving it all over the place, which I don't think you can do here. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm not betting Xander at 17 to 1. Like I'm just like good on that. If he wins, like great. Like I think he's going to be a great fit at every single fucking PGA and US Open. And there's always going to be a case for him. I just like the number and the case for Cantlay a little bit better.
Yeah, I agree. I understand why they're priced the same and people are like kind of toss up. I just think of Cantlay as more of a closer in a major who's like going to be more poised down the stretch, who can handle it. And I think Xander will probably finish top 10, and it wouldn't surprise me if he won. But I think Cantlay's the better player right now, the guy that I expect to play better this week.
Yeah, let's just do it. Like, let's just be great. Like, Cantlay just win. Like, it's really not that hard. Like, just go out and win the fucking major. What are your thoughts on Brooks? Like, I can bet him. Like, I am like able to bet him. Like, I don't think it is like a bad play at all. Like, I just have a little bit of concerns of him closing majors, given his performances. I know he won Bethpage, but Bethpage, Harding Park, Kiowa, and the Masters, he just hasn't been himself on Sunday. He does fuck in the Northeast. He obviously won Bethpage, which like is a fine comp. Like I don't think like everyone like laughed when he like won like Live Orlando, and then he like goes out and leads the Masters for 3 days. So like I don't even like I don't get the case against Brooks. Like I just don't know if I want to bet him at 22.
Yeah, I think that Brooks will play well. I will have him in DFS, and as it stands now, he's probably going to be one of my one and done picks.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
it makes sense.
I'm not going to bet him, but everything about his form right now, how he looked at the Masters, how he plays in majors, he does not look hurt whatsoever, and that would be the only reason that you would consider fading Brooks in a major. So I'm not going to bet it because I can't bet everyone, but I do expect him to play well. I do think he has the best chance to win this of any of the live guys.
Yeah.
But beyond like DFS and one and done, that's probably all the exposure I'll have.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what BK's up to. Finau, I really don't even want to get into the Finau thing. Like the Finau thing for me is more so that I know he's so talented that he has the potential to win a designated event or a major, and he just like hasn't not shown up, but he's just been middle of the road in all the designated events and all the big events. And the two weakest fields he's played in the past 3-4 months, he's won both of them and hasn't really sniffed contention in any of the other events. And I just know he has the talent to win a designated event and a major. And if he does one of those things, like I will like gladly like stop ragging on the guy. Like it's very hard to win on the PGA Tour, and like it's impressive to win the Houston Open and the Mexico Open. But it's more so just like I want more from him in big events because no one is going to care at the end of your career that you won the Mexico Open. They're going to care if you won a major. So that is my thing with Big Tone this week, and I'm not going to fucking bet him at 22-1. And I don't think he's going to win.
Yeah, I agree. I bet him at the Masters. That's a course where like you need the course history, and he's come close a bunch, and you can just swing freely with driver. And he's putted well there. Everything they need to do. But yeah, I'm not there on Tony. I think he's priced up. You're not getting a discount on him at all. He's coming off the Mexico win, which he looked great, but it was a totally different test.
Yeah, he always looks unstoppable. Like he was unstoppable at Houston. He was and like I'll give him like the Canadian Open. Like he contended with Rory and everyone. Like
yeah,
like he came in second. Like that's fine. But like Tony used to be like a major guy, and like he just hasn't really done it in majors in a while. I don't have his wiki pulled up. Like I'll get my intern on it, but like he just hasn't been great in majors. He's just been middle of the pack. Like he'll probably finish like T20 this week. No beef, no beef. He's a great golfer. Like I like him. Like he's a better man than me. I said it on my fucking podcast. He's a better man than me. Like he is. Like I'll give you that. But yeah, I'd like to see it in a major / designated event. Even if he like contends, like I'm down. DJ 28-1 on Bet Rivers. I might bet DJ. Like I don't know. Like I'm probably between like DJ or like Colin. Or like Fitz right now as like my last guy in. I don't know. I think that there's going to be one live guy like very, very much so in contention. Last year, last major, it was Brooks. I think it's going to be DJ. This year, everyone knows his history in the Northeast. One of the best drivers of the golf ball ever. And he's 28-1 and he's coming off a live win. He seems motivated. I feel good about it. I don't know if I'm going to get there. I'm going to have to sleep on it. Do you think DJ can win?
This is not a live bit. It's going to sound like a live bit, but it's not. My issue with DJ, even before he went to live, post like world beating the best golfer in the world, like run that he had, was he put 3 rounds together and he had 1 dud in every tournament. And I have not seen him put 4 rounds together in a tournament since like 2021. So that's been my concern with him. And I remember even at like Congaree where Garrick Higo won, DJ was like, he was like 3-1, like Rahm at Mexico Open. And he was dominant for 3 rounds. And he had one Saturday where he shot like randomly 2 over. So he just has not pieced it all together for 4 rounds in a row. That would be my concern with DJ. And it's really hard for me to know where his game is at, because he wasn't a factor at the Masters, and whatever he did at Cedar Ridge doesn't really
Yeah, of course looked like
matter.
ass.
Course is like
No, I'm
falling
like
apart.
I'm not like shrunk. Like I'm just like considering it.
Yeah.
Nathan asked what time the Knick game is tonight. Like, are we like huge Knick fans? Like, am I like a dick rider for the Knicks?
I
Like,
mean, I love the Knicks. I have a
when's the
very like,
Avalanche game, bro? Like, I'm done.
I'm
No,
hurt. I'm
Nathan's a
hurt
good
by
guy.
the end of the next season. It's too soon. Did
Yeah,
the Knicks get the Mavs pick or no? Do we know?
I don't know. I'm not.
The Spurs got the number 1 pick. Breaking
The
news.
Spurs got him. It's
Breaking
fucking
news.
rigged, dude. It's fucking rigged. Okay, so I have a 100-1 on Jason Day. I've been riding. I didn't talk about it. Like, because I want to be honest with my listeners. I thought Jason Day at like 14-1 last week was like truly the worst fucking bet of all time. Like, I thought that was so bad. I was like, there is 0% chance that Jason Day wins this event. And I never even like remotely considered him winning at like 14-1. He did. Okay, fine. Like, as soon as I hop off, his worst odds of the entire year. Like, cool, fine, sure, do it, J-Day. But now I have 100-1. And like, if he just finished third, I would be like, I'm the smartest man alive. And like, now I just like feel like he has no shots, but like none of the guys I bet really ever have a shot. So like, I'm kind of whatever about it. Do you, because I'm not going to make a case for J-Day winning. Do you like, can you make a case that like, he's just going to like win back to back?
I don't really feel strongly about Jason Day. I think he's going to be highly owned in DFS now because his price didn't adjust,
stupid.
And his odds are now super short. So I'm not going to bet it. Maybe you could bet him top Australian.
Okay,
that could be a decent market. But in theory, he's doing everything well. He's gaining across the board. He's hitting it far, making putts. I don't know. Was it too emotional of a win for him to win on Mother's Day to
he's just not like
recalibrate? Like, it's
he's
a
not
major.
gonna win.
He
Like,
should be like
Day's
focused.
not gonna win. Like,
I don't expect him to win, but
he's not gonna win.
Wouldn't surprise me if he played well.
Yeah, and like he should have won the Masters. Like, if he just like made
Yeah.
4 more birdies after that Friday afternoon round, he would have won.
Yeah, he had one little implosion.
That was really upsetting. Like, I never thought he was gonna win, but he was like at -10. And I don't want to talk about it. It's fine. So you bet JT, you wrote him up. He was your spotlight player, and you kind of, because I know you, I do this every single week. Like, I have to write up guys for my article, and I'm like, yo, I have to bet these guys. Like, I'm not gonna like kind of flip flop. And you were like, kind of like, yo, like I might not bet JT. Like,
yeah,
just let me just get things clear. But then you did bet JT, so congratulations on that. So what is the case for JT to win back-to-back PGA championships?
Yeah, I really thought I expected some drift. And the thing with majors is like the odds are in front of you, which is unusual. Usually when I write these previews, I'm projecting what I think the odds are going to be and who I think the best value is going to be when the odds open on Monday. And for this one, the odds were in front of me. So I was kind of like trying to anticipate if anything would drift. If Rahm or Scotty got to like 9.5, that was my cutoff. Exactly 950. If any of them were there, I would have done that. I have another future of 50-1. That would have been my card, and I would have felt okay about it. I probably would have thrown some like 200-1 guys in there too, just to have a little more full card. But that was plan A, and none of them really moved. They all stayed at like 750, 8-1. So plan B, and the reason why I like Justin Thomas is because he started the week at like 18-1 on some books. And I was like, there's no chance anybody is betting Justin Thomas at 18-1. That number is going to fall. And I needed to see that number come back down to like 26. And that's where I was going to bet it. And he ended up getting to 28, 30. Now he's at 30. So I got him about 30-1. That's a point where I'm comfortable taking a chance on JT. The case for JT is if this just becomes a scrambling contest, the conditions are too hard, everybody misses the green, nobody's hitting greens in more than like a 50% clip, and it's just a scrambling contest, then Justin Thomas is the best around the green player in the field. Putting sucks. I don't expect the putting to be fantastic, but he doesn't seem too concerned about his putting, which maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe he should be more concerned. He has bones with him, so hopefully that helps. He was able to putt well and make putts at Southern Hills when I didn't bet him.
I
And
didn't count though.
it's still devastating what went down at the 2022 PGA Championship to have both Mito and Cam Young and have neither of them make it into the playoffs. Not great. So I think this could be retribution. The golf gods owe me one for everything that happened.
You're a
last
good
year.
person.
And so for Justin Thomas, yeah, I'm a good person.
You're a good person.
So like for Justin Thomas to take that away from me last year, if he wins this year, we're all good. Like that would close the book.
No
that
beef.
Would close the chapter. No beef. I'm back to being a Justin Thomas fan. Nothing against him. If he does a Patrick Cantlay at the Masters, which is most likely what's going to happen, and he's as great as we all expected him to be from tee to green, and he just misses every putt, then the beef is 100% back on.
Okay, I think that's a case. Who just for like who is your future at 50?
Homa.
Okay, got it. This group of guys, like I like this group. Like I think one of these guys are gonna play well. The group of Young, Hovland, Smith, and Morikawa, and Fitz. So for like ranking purposes, for me, in terms of like who can win this tournament, I'll go Colin, Hovland, Cam Smith, Fitz, Young. What is your ranking of those fives in terms of like who you think can actually win and who you like the best out of those five? Because I think they're all very similar.
I would put Fitz and Young at the top.
Okay.
Then Colin, then Vic, then Young.
Okay. Wait, Cam Smith? You said Young twice.
Oh, wait. What's his name? Cam Smith. And
so you like
Cam
Smith. You like Cam Smith this week.
I'll have some of him in DFS. I'm not playing Hovland. I'm not playing Morikawa, and I'm not playing Young. So I do think Cam Smith can do well here again. It just goes back to like scrambling.
Reports on the ground is that he's flushing it.
Yes, I saw Rick was like in his group.
Yeah.
And he doesn't look hurt. So he had some sort of weird wrist injury he was getting
Shot
over.
61 in Tulsa.
Yeah. Yeah. So he seems to be fine. Like the driving is a concern. That's why I didn't bet him. He was able to win the Players despite driving it off the planet. So he's somebody who can make a ton of putts even when he's out of position and scramble for pars.
Yeah, and he also should have won the PGA last year. I had him.
I did too. He was my third worst beat of the PGA Championship.
Yeah,
he had the worst putting display of his entire career.
Yeah.
And Cam Smith of all people like led the field in tee to green.
Yeah,
that was just. I just got hit from all angles at Southern Hills. Like, just
did you at least like what was like the next outright you hit?
Probably JT Poston.
That was sick. You like straight
2
up
months later
for that. Like, because like you like, I literally bet JT Poston because of you.
Yeah, I watched him at the Travelers, and he finished.
I saw him at the Travelers. He finished T2, and then I was like, "Yo, Poston's like probably a play last week." I kind of forgot about it, and then you were like, "Poston's 80-1 on DraftKings, and like he's missed the cut at the John Deere the last 4 times, but like so he did at the Travelers." And I was like,
"That was it.
Off the schneid, dude. That was sick. That was a movie, honestly. JDC this year. Looking forward to it. I'm having Devo on. Shout out Devo. He's the John Deere Classic Whisperer.
Love it.
I might bet Colin. Like, I just might bet Colin because I think there's going to be, like I said at the beginning, I think there'll be some semblance of 2013 here. And I understand the tree removal. I understand the lengthening of the course, but like, I do think there will be plotters, and there's someone that the person I trust the most to hit the most fairways and have the most look at birdie is Colin Morikawa. Short game putting, ass. But I don't know. I think it could be like kind of a Spieth situation where like he kind of wins 2 majors early in his career and like he has all these expectations, and then like some time gets off him and then he goes out and gets another. And I think like Colin's been playing unbelievable this year. Like he's had a lot of really great results. He's contended on big boy golf courses. I just think that his kind of his prowess in hitting every single fairway, I think that could really help How did he only gain? I mean, this is wrong. Colin Morikawa gained more than 1.3 strokes on approach at Century. Like that's wrong. I don't know who put that there. That's not true. Fitz makes sense, but he's not going to win, right?
He'll play well, but
Yeah, he's
he
not
won't
going to
win.
win. No
He won't
chance.
win.
What did you think about him at winning RBC? Like FOMO there?
No, I thought it was a horrible number. I thought it was an absolutely terrible number. It was like
Okay.
28-1. I want to say I bet Homa at the same price.
Okay.
And I think it's like Finau was the same price too. Like he was
Yeah,
just
well, first mistake was playing Finau when there's good players in the field.
yes, of course. That's a me problem. Like he finished like top 10 at the Masters, and it like erased him being
He was like
one of the
literally
worst
awful.
players on tour for like 2 months in a row,
like
and
one top
injured
10.
with like 2 different injuries. So I didn't understand that bet. I felt no FOMO for
Okay.
for
I feel
missing out
FOMO
on it.
anytime someone wins because it's like I should have been on it. Like I need the money. But yeah, that was a Sanjay has no chance. Zero. Sanjay's not gonna win. Like it just he can finish top 10. He's a great player. Do it in a big dick event. Like just I don't know what to say.
Just won in Korea. We don't know if that was like a big dick Korea event though.
That could have been. No, it's fine. Sanjay's top 10 player in the world. I'm actually like friends with the tracker. Like he DMs me. Like
No
we're
beef.
boys. Like true no beef situation. So I did something that I didn't expect to do today. I bet Jordan Spieth at 45-1.
Fun.
Reports on the ground. My friend Adam is there. He's been tracking everybody, been following everybody. He's been like talking about everybody, been very quick to say if this guy doesn't hit the green on this hole, he's not winning. And he followed Spieth and he's like, it is a fucking stripe show out here. He's like literally dialed off the tee and like irons have been in fuego, like darts on every single hole, like making a bunch of birdies. I liked Spieth last week at the Byron. He withdrew. I liked him for all the reasons I liked him this week. He's just having an unbelievable season. He's just playing really, really well. He's contending in big boy events. He's been in position to win a lot of events, which I think is extremely important. And he's fucking 45-1. And what? Yeah, like he's 45-1. Like, what am I gonna bet? Fucking Sam Burns at 55, or like Ricky at 60, or like Decky at 55? Like, no. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, Jordan Spieth has a way fucking better chance of winning this golf tournament than those guys. And even if like he sucks or like withdraws or is like in pain, like that's no different to me than like every other fucking outright I bet. Like they don't win. Like it doesn't matter if you fucking miss the cut or finish in second. Like you don't get paid. So like at 45-1, if he didn't withdraw from AT&T, he's 25-1. He's striping it. The irons have been so good all year. He's done it on long, difficult golf courses. Like 45-1, I'm in on Spieth.
Yeah, everything you said is like my case for Hideki Matsuyama. Like every week I bet him, which is too often. But I bet him last week, and it's exactly it. Like if he's healthy, then he has the upside to be half that number. He should be, and he would be if he was healthy. And you have like in majors, sometimes you will play injured because it's a major, and you just try to fight through it. With Hideki last week, I was like, if he was like 90%, he would just wait for the PGA Championship. So sometimes if you're teeing it up, then I'm assuming that you are healthy enough to go and that you're not just like you're either in or you're out. I got bit by Will Zalatoris at the Masters. He was in my DraftKings $200 single entry lineup. So I'm very risk averse this week. If anybody has any injury in my DraftKings lineups, they're not going in. I can't live with it again. I lost too much money on Will Zalatoris.
Was it a good lineup?
5-6. Everybody else made it.
Who was it? Who was the lineup?
Oh man, I'd have to pull it up. I don't remember.
Rom Brooks, Henley.
It was definitely like it was definitely Cantlay, Reed. Who is my other? I'll find it.
Okay, but like you
I'll
would have
find
won
it
the
for you.
millie.
I would have definitely cashed. I would have definitely made some money.
And that's like a plate at your wedding.
Yes.
So I mean, that might be
Yeah,
like 2 plates at your wedding.
it is. Yeah. So I need to get that money back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I haven't
understand.
put that lineup together yet.
Like I said, like I'm just like I'm gonna bet a fucking loser in this range that has no chance of winning. Like I might as well bet a guy that should be 25-1, and all reports from the ground is that he's flushing it and he's not injured. Like I'm down.
Yeah.
So
And
you bet Homa. You bet Homa.
Yes. I bet Homa 50-1. I probably would still stand by it. I was really nervous until Wells Fargo, and then he actually looked like himself again at Wells Fargo. So I feel better about it now. I also bet him 35 at the US Open because he just, that's his jam is California. So I just couldn't see myself.
Shot at 62 there in college, by the way.
There we go. When we left the California swing, I was like, there's nothing he could do that would make me not want to bet him in California. And he's done everything he can to try to prove me wrong to feel that way since. He's been very mediocre. But there was a point in time this season where he was legitimately one of the 5 best players in the world playing like it. And that is his potential.
And he's a PGA specialist.
What does that mean?
Like his best major result is in the PGA Championship.
Oh, is that right? What was it, like a 30th?
Yeah, top 20 last year at Southern Hills.
Okay, yeah. So this is the time. So we'll see. I'm riding with Homa this week and the next one, but he's someone who hits a above average and very straight.
Yeah.
Good long iron player, really good from like long par 4s. Decent short game, won at Potomac, which I think is a pretty solid comp. Won at Quail Hollow. Decent comp. Torrey Pines, decent comp. Riviera, decent comp. So we'll see. He's eventually going to figure it out in majors. He's won at every place that's like a major. So I'm not concerned about his ability to figure it out there.
Any love for like the Ricky, Windy Seas, Gooch, Neiman's of the world? Like any kind of like guys above this that like you like top 20 first round leader, like might bet like
yeah, I bet Ricky 90-1. Yeah, 90-1. I mean,
I was there. Like I was like he's like 50 on some books, like he's 80. Like I should just bet him. I didn't, but like
yeah,
I love it.
I mean, he's finished top 30 in like every event this year. Like all of them have been backdoors. He was in the mix at the Zozo, and since then he's like literally not been anywhere near the top of the leaderboard on Sunday. But like he's playing well. He's playing above average in putting around the green approach off the tee. So has a game for this. He's finished runner-up in majors, I think 3 times in his career. Plays really well in majors, just hasn't been able to qualify for them recently. Didn't get into the Masters, didn't get into a lot of the majors last year. Played really well at Kiowa, which is like how he got his major exemptions and like PGA Tour exemptions. When
he's a PGA
like
specialist.
Awful. Yes, he is. Yeah. So yeah, it just seems like this is the type of course that he can play well at. 90-1, 7,600 on DraftKings. By the way, I haven't looked at ownership whatsoever. I thought he should be like one of the highest owned players on the board. Yeah. I'm sure he'll be.
I might
be
not.
Chalky.
Like when I made my lineup, like I like had Rick in it, but I he'll definitely be pretty popular. But I like Ricky will play well this week. Like I have 0 doubts about it. And he's in the group that I'm going to be following. He's in the Cantley Phil group. So like I'm going to have some exposure. I might like just nuke a top 40 on him. Like absolutely just nuke it. But yeah, he's going to show up like total like bullshit narrative, like just not getting into the Masters, like first major of the year, playing really well as Ricky Fowler. Like he's gonna show up. Like I am pretty confident in that. I'd be kind of confused if he like won, but like I still think he'll be in contention. So I bet this like a while ago. It's currently at the same number. It's like kind of fluctuated. But I bet Keegan Bradley at 100-1 with 6 places at this event. Look, I think you play Keegan on long, difficult golf courses that reward ball striking. And I think you play Keegan in the Northeast and on bent grass greens, where he's had 4 of his 5 PGA Tour victories. He's vying for a Ryder Cup spot. He's vying for the respect of his peers. He has 2 top 10s this year at big dick events. He's going to mix. Like, his best major in recent memory was Country Club, Northeast Major. Like, I really, really, really think Keegan is going to have a good week. It's going to be a ball striking fest. We're not boys if he's not on your first round leader card. So do you first want to acknowledge that?
Yeah, he's there. Out in solidarity, I haven't even placed a first round leader bet, but he's written on the card with
Okay.
a blank number. Whatever the number is, he's there.
I think it's like 80 maybe.
That's not a great number, but we'll take it.
How?
It's kind of like in the majors, like everyone's 80. Like the favorites are like 30 to 40, and then like the rest of the field is 80 to 90.
This is important. Like, where are you in your first round leader? Like, where are you in your first round leader process for this week?
It hasn't begun. I usually start it right now.
Okay.
At this time of day, like work ends, I look at the pairings, I look at the weather, and then I just start going through names. But Keegan, is Aaron Rai qualified?
He's not in the field, I don't think.
Oh, okay. And Munoz is not in the field.
Who just got, but I no beef, but like you should have looked at the fucking weather for tomorrow, like for Thursday. Like, are you playing? Because like it's gonna be cold in the morning, but there's no wind all day. It's gonna be like 45, like in the morning, but no wind. Like, are PM, AM, like what are you vibing with first round leader?
I think if it's a lot warmer in the afternoon, it could actually be more receptive, or not more receptive, but easier to score in warmer weather than cold, because the ball's going to travel a little farther and wind's all the same. The only difference would be like it'd be a little bit softer.
Yeah,
with like dew.
The course is always like a little bit easier.
But I would also think that like morning dew in this thick rough is a problem. Yeah. And it'll be like super dried out by the afternoon, which could be a good thing too. So I'm actually kind of, and I never do this, but I'm actually kind of leaning afternoon with.
Okay. Yeah, no, my first round leader, concierge, golf bet caddy. He's a good guy. And if you know me, I like to talk first round leaders. Like, it's my favorite thing to bet. He went all PM.
Yeah.
Like I might go all PM and Keegan. I think Keegan is AM. But again, I'm not going to let the facts get in the way of like what's going to happen. I'm kind of with you on like, it probably, if the wind's going to be the same all day and it's going to be 45 degrees in the morning, then like I might just rip PM, but we shall see. Who are you playing in the 7 and 6K range? Like, who are your like sleepers this week? Like, who is your Mito of last year? Like, who are some long shots you like?
Well, ironically, I bet Mito again. He's the longest guy on my card.
Yeah, might as well.
He was like going to be the unofficial bet, and then I looked into things more, and I was like, no, I actually like endorsed this bet. I got him at 190, which is basically what he was last year.
He's 160, so like CLV.
Yeah, right. Yeah, big CLV. PGA specialist. Tee to green savant. Bent specialist. He used to be a huge bent guy. So I can't. I would retire, and I'm not even being facetious. If Mito won the PGA Championship this week and I didn't bet him after what happened last year, I would never watch golf again or bet on it.
I don't even think that's like an overreaction.
I would leave, and I'm not being facetious at all. I would never recover. So he had to be on the card. I actually do like it. I haven't been following him that closely, but just looking at his results, he seems like he's in the same form, if not better, than he was coming into this last year. So I think Mito's a play. It's like 7,100 on DraftKings. I'll be playing him there. He's either going to be out for vengeance or completely like deer in the headlights. Like, I'm a failure and I can't.
Either he like literally like doesn't even give a single fuck about what happened last year, or like he's like gonna win by 8.
Yeah, so I might bet a first round leader too. I'm thinking about
Yeah.
it.
Fuck it. I mean, if
And
he's in a good tee time.
I like Gary Woodland. He's a popular
Okay.
bet. I think he's like 7,200,
Like every fucking lineup.
74. It'll be like a Ricky Gary start to the $200 single entry. I just think
That's gonna be like 40%, bro. Have
that's
you
fine.
ever heard of
It's
ownership?
$200. Like I'm trying to be as conservative as possible.
That's that, dude. That's why you fucking lose at DFS, bro. You have to make uncomfortable decisions, bro. Like that's why I fucking smashed.
Okay, I did that at the Masters with Zill. So with Will, it was an excellent leverage.
No, but like
play.
you had leverage, so it was a good play. Like it doesn't matter that he missed the cut. There was leverage. Like
yeah, but now I'm done with leverage, so I'm taking all the chalk I can. Taking the Puma boys with Fowler and Woodland.
The Puma boy and Justin Suh.
Yeah, he's in there. He's like 6,300.
Is he in the field?
Yeah, he is.
That's a joke.
He actually tanked my lineups last week. He's been in a horrible rut over the last few months. So,
okay.
But yeah, I mean, Woodland actually putted really well at the Masters, which is crazy. So bent, we're in.
Just
for the exact opposite reason of why I'm concerned about Cantlay. We're in on Gary.
Okay. Yeah. Look, everyone knows Hayden Buck's my guy. Hayden Buck is gonna play well this week. Like Hayden Buck is gonna fuck, no doubt about it. Elite driver, top 10 golfer in the world, playing really good golf. Hayden Buckley, top 14th at the U.S. Open. Like, yeah, he's like absolutely every single lineup. Steven Jaeger bombs. Like, he's the play. He is absolutely in every single lineup this week. Absolute elite ball striker, like top 5 ball strikers walking on earth right now. Steven Jaeger, winner of the 3M Open this upcoming season. I'm planting my flag. Jaeger's my guy. I'm happy for him. I'm excited to watch him. But yeah, like my start is like Buckley, Jaeger, Cantlay, Rahm. Maybe
a lot
Rick.
of leverage there. Wait, what's your thoughts on our mutual pal Ryan Fox? We both have ties to New Zealand. We both know the countries behind him.
I don't know what has he been up to. Has he played since the Masters?
He made the cut at the Masters.
No, has he played since the Masters? I don't think he has.
He's a good 4. He's 14th at API, 27th at the Players, and 26th at the Masters. He's 6,500.
That was like 4 years
on a Bombers
ago.
course. This is like
no,
I almost missed Ryan Fox, but like we're going through this right now.
No, I went on New Zealand Radio and I said Ryan Fox will play well at Augusta, so like I can victory lap that one.
I did the same.
What about Steele? Like Steele makes sense.
Big PGA guy.
Really?
He gained like 12 strokes tee to green at Southern Hills. Like
okay.
He could have won Southern Hills, but he was like doing
like
Brendan Steele things on the green.
Like bad beat Brandon Steele didn't.
One hand on the Wanamaker. I don't know. I mean, I guess he's playing well on live. Maybe he's such an awful putter. Like he's one of those guys who is not due to like putt level to the field. Like that's always the case. Like, oh, if he's just level to the field this week, he'll win the tournament. Like he can't do that. He's not capable of doing it.
Incapable. But yeah, like Harashino Country Club comp.
Yeah.
A little bit. Because like Keegan's gonna play well. And like he won there, so like it's a comp.
Yeah, that works. And HV3, big New York guy, Bethpage Black.
Yes. Shot 83 the final day.
Liberty National had some good rounds. Yeah, for 3 rounds at Bethpage Black, he was there. So and almost shot a 59 last week. So HV3.
Really?
Yeah, he shot up. He finished 4th.
Were you deep in lift also?
I wasn't. I was like I was writing him up and I got like I was writing him up early and somebody like tweeted out like HV3 is about to shoot 59. I was like, oh great. I thought I like really dug for this one and now he's gonna be like 20% owned. Yeah. But I think he'll play well this week.
Okay. No, cool. I like Mac Hughes too. Mac Hughes, major killer.
Yep.
Everyone knows
Torrey.
it. Playing well. Yannick Paul. I think Yannick's gonna have a good week. I'm excited to see him. So yeah, that's kind of like my pool. Kind of in the 6K range. But I know we talked about what is your outright betting card this week?
Yeah, to recap, it's Cantlay at 21, JT at 31, Home at 50, Ricky at 90, Gary at 125,
Mito
Mito at
190.
190.
Do you
That's the
have
card.
room?
That is actually an underexposed card.
Are you gonna add somebody?
No,
No,
I'm not. I'm not. That's the card.
You're
That's my
doing some
boys. Those are my
sustainable
losers.
ROI.
I mean, maybe I could throw just in solidarity because Mito was 300 last year. Maybe I should find somebody who's 301.
Yeah,
That's basically
Hayden
what I've
Buck.
got room for. Maybe
Hayden Buck will be on the unofficial card.
I'll do this live right now. I'll find a
Yeah.
301 guy.
Okay.
And I'll add
him. New segment on Tib. Find me a 300 to 1 winner.
Oh, Nick Taylor. I do like Nick Taylor.
Okay.
Toe to toe with Scotty Chef at the Waste Management.
Data Golf has TPC Scottsdale as the best comp for this week.
Sure.
Isn't that kind of weird?
It is. Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that.
You
could have won the Zurich. Could have won the Zurich.
Yeah, and that no, I can't think of one single similarity. It was long.
I mean, I could do Fox too.
Yeah, I think you should. Like
that would be like more of a TIB special.
Yeah,
because he could win.
And we'll have it on the DraftKings Sportsbook, our TIB special make the cut parlay later. If anyone wants to tail, we're both going to pick 3 golfers. We're going to put them to make the cut. And yeah, so everyone go tail that. But yeah, Cantlay is your winner this week. He's doing it. I'm excited for it. I'm hyped. It's going to be a movie. If you're there, you want to hang, let me know. I'll be following Ricky and Cantlay. I'm hammying Ricky top 40. Last guy decided. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any thoughts about who I should bet as my last man in, like someone like 25 to 50. Let me know. I would really like you maybe just a nice collab play. But John, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy man. I know you got a lot going on. I wish you the best of luck with your Max launch. You know that I'm a loyal subscriber. You know, I pay for it. It's a good service for me. And I appreciate your work in the marketing field and in the golf gambling field and in the first round leader market, which I think is growing. I think that it's time to buy on everything first round leader specialty podcast, first round leader specialty Twitter accounts, first round leader merch. Like, this is the time to buy right now.
Yeah, I've always said if I started a bar, I would name it First Round Leader, LITER. How do you like that?
I don't know if I get it.
You don't know what a leader.
I know like a leader, but like, what does first round have to do with like drinking?
What do you mean? It's like your first round. The first round of drinks is a leader. First round leader.
First round, yeah. I guess, but I've never like.
What do you mean? That's an excellent play on words.
Like, I've never are we in fucking Sweden?
What are you talking about? You've never ordered a liter?
I've never been like, yeah, let me get a liter of beer. Like, I know no one would say that, but I've never like talked about like a liquid as like.
Okay, go to like literally any beer garden.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you are a marketing.
I'm German. Maybe you're not German enough. Have you never been to a beer garden before?
I went to like House and Hall one time.
That doesn't count. That's actually right where I work. I work across the street.
Oh, really? So, yeah, that's a poppin' place. Like on weekends, like Mad Poon there.
Yeah, well, but actually, like if you ordered a drink there, they would say, "Do you want a liter?" So this is good, like feedback though. So I'll make sure it's like German themed. Jaeger bombs will be on the menu. He'll be there.
No, I think you could get some funding from Jaeger on this. I
think he would understand the reference at least, and he's actually an excellent first round leader play. Yeah, so I'll play him. That's
Yeah, I
going
don't
on
know
the
what his
betting
seat
card.
time in, but like Jaeger, like
Big bench
there's a
guy.
lot of people like I have to be on first. Like I have to be on in like some respects. So yeah, I might do like a nice like make the cut parlay with like Buck, not Yannick, like Buck, Jaeger. Like we're doing something with those because I want to like be uncomfortable with the amount of money I have on them because I'm not betting them outright. But pleasure chatting with you. Everyone go check out the lines. Everyone go check out John's written work. It's great. I'm sure you're all very familiar with it. I wish you all the best in your wedding planning, with your new product launch and everything. And I hope you have a wonderful night and a wonderful PGA championship.
You too.
Okay. We will see you next week for Colonial. I don't have a guest yet. So if you need a guest, let me know.